Well, you can add Raiders All-Pro defensive end Max Crosby to the countless list of professional athletes who think LeBron James is a cowardly ring-chasing mercenary. I know, crazy, right? It isn't just 9 out of every 10 NBA players who pick Kobe and Jordan over the Fraud King. Even athletes in other sports know what the scoreboard reads. The stud defensive end was a guest on the Jim Rome show recently when the topic came up of Crosby's contract extension with Las Vegas. And Rome asked the All-Pro if he had ever considered the possibility of leaving the Raiders for greener pastures. But that's when Crosby went on to explain that taking the easy way out was never a consideration, and LeBron caught a hilarious stray.
The guys who inspired me are the Kobes and the Jordans, the guys that stayed at the same place and won in the same place. So no offense to the guys like LeBron and those dudes.
All right, so right off the bat, that's a really stupid fucking comparison. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I understand, like, you're trying to get your points across and your narratives or whatever. But right off the bat, that's a stupid... Comparing football players to basketball players is really stupid. Like, you can't even really ring chase in football. You can't. Unless you're a quarterback, you really cannot ring chase in football. There's too many variables in a football game. It's a 53-man sport. So right off the bat, really stupid comparison. Like, just stupid. Like... Makes no sense. Like, so right off the bat, like, we're in fucking La La Land. That's a dumb comparison. I'm sorry. And I like Max Crosby. He's a great player, but just pointless. I mean, this is pointless so far.
That, you know, took the easier road travel, and that's really not the way I look at it. I feel like,
dude, you play in Vegas. I mean, why would you want to leave Las Vegas? I mean,
me going through it and going through the ups and downs and the hardships is going to make it even that much, you know, sweeter when I do win a Super Bowl. So,
and of course, let this serve as yet another of the countless reminders that there are indeed levels to this. In a tale as old as time, literally, this isn't merely about something that is applicable to sports. This is the concept of the hero's journey. And in that quest, you are only as good as the challenges you face.
Like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? What the fuck is this guy even talking about, bro? Like, this... Only LeBron James has to deal with shit like this. Like, I know Muhammad Ali, he dealt with, like, some real shit. Like, it was, like, political shit. But at least that made sense. This makes no sense. Like, what the fuck? This guy's talking about Quest, Lord of the Rings. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The lengths people go to discredit LeBron James. Like, this shit is insane. This shit is insane. What the fuck is this guy even saying? He's talking about Quest and... what is this, Warcraft? Like World of Warcraft or something? Like, what are you talking about? Quests and the Fellowship of the Ring. Bro, it's basketball. It's basketball. You put a ball in a hoop.
And the obstacles you overcome, the villains, the foes you vanquish. By sidestepping all of these challenges and making that quest as easy as possible, you fundamentally cheat not just yourself, but by extension, as it applies to
Yeah, now LeBron is cheating. Yeah, he's somehow cheating. It's cheating now. For your information, sir, free agency is perfectly legal. I want to remind LeBron haters that free agency is perfectly legal. Players are allowed to enter free agency and join other teams. I hate to break it to you, but it's perfectly legal. So I don't really know what your point is. I don't understand the uproar or the anger. It's called free agency. It's fucking legal. It's perfectly legal. It's not cheating. It's not, you know, some conspiracy theory or some fucking, you know, put some tinfoil hat wearing fucking thing where, like, dude, it's called free agency. It's not cheating.
Professional athletics, the sport itself. Now, LeBron wasn't the first to apply this tactic of sheer cowardice, as ring chasing is nothing new in sports.
Yeah, so, look, if you want to hate LeBron for going to Miami, that's perfectly fine, whatever. But, and people want to, like, people look at it in so many ways, right? And it's really, to me, it's really as simple as this, right? He was simply putting himself in the same position that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were in. That's literally all he was doing. Magic Johnson was drafted to a team that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Imagine being drafted to a team that has Kareem Abdul, like right off the bat, here you go, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Larry Bird in the 80s, his Celtics teams were always stacked. But, you know, LeBron being in Cleveland for 7 years with shit teams and then deciding to put himself in the same situation that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were in, and Kobe Bryant was drafted to a team with Shaq, who became the best player in the league in like 2 years after he was drafted. Kobe gets drafted to a team. That's all LeBron was doing. I don't understand the big deal. I really don't. Like, if you want to say that's why he's not the GOAT, that's a fair argument. I don't necessarily agree because the 90s Bulls were stacked as fuck, in my personal opinion. But nobody has the same energy for Magic and Bird and Kobe. Like, Magic Johnson can get drafted to a team that has Kareem. Larry Bird can play with these stacked-ass Celtics teams. But LeBron puts himself in a position that they were in after 7 years in Cleveland. It's a crime. Whatever, dude.
Particularly the NBA. But you will be hard-pressed to locate a player who gave up so quickly and at such a young age and stage of their career.
Shaq left Orlando for LA. By the way, Shaq left Orlando for LA. For your information, just saying. And by the way, Kareem played in Milwaukee. He played in a small market, left for LA. Shaq played in Orlando, left for LA. LeBron played in Cleveland, left for Miami. It happens, dude. It's called a big market. Stars like to play in big markets.
As LeBron and abandoned the noble pursuit of a title. And it wasn't just one destination. This ring-hunting coward mercenary has been changing locales every 4 to 5 years since he was 26 years old. And James is seldom ever...
Again, it's called free agency. I mean, it's legal. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you hate free agency that much? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's called free agency. A player is allowed to enter free agency and go to other teams. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
satisfied with the immense amount of talent he stacks around him in those various cities, instead opting to whine, cry, and beg for more help year in and year out. And this is why the prolific winners who stayed in one NBA location for their entire careers should be viewed at a different and higher level than the ring chaser.
There's absolutely no reason to believe that. I'm sorry, that's a complete, that's insane. That's literally just a made up thought. There's literally no reason to hold players that stayed in one place over players that left in free agency. There's literally no reason. That's all narrative talk. That's all like, this is insane. There's no other way around it. This is all just like made up fairy tale La La Land shit. Like, nobody cared when Kareem went to LA. Nobody cared when Shaq went to LA. Insane, dude.
If you want to celebrate LeBron's individual statistical accomplishments, if that is your be-all and end-all, so be it. But rarely, in the course of any sport, do we celebrate stats over winning. The winners have and should be viewed in a different.
I mean, I understand the stats argument, but when a guy averages 25, 8, and 8 for 21 years, I mean, isn't that the exception? I'm just saying.
Right, held to a higher level in a different tier of the conversation because they didn't run. They didn't take the easy way out. Crosby specifically mentions Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
The easy way out. LeBron cheated. He signed with a team in free agency. That cheater. I mean, this is insane, dude. This is fucking insane. This is insane.
Jordan, who entered the NBA in an absolutely stacked Eastern Conference, one that contained
Man got his ass beat before Pippen came.
The dynastic, legendary Boston Celtics, who typically deployed anywhere from 4 to 5 Hall of Famers in any given season during the year.
Just proving my point. Larry Bird can play with 8 Hall of Famers on one fucking team. LeBron goes to Miami. He's a terrorist. Make it make sense. I don't fucking get it.
80s, the bad boy Detroit Pistons, the Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, and Dr. J 76ers, and the Dominique Wilkins Atlanta Hawks. Jordan, meanwhile, was surrounded by literal trash, as it wasn't until his 6th NBA season when he played with his first.
Scottie Pippen came along and he had someone that was an elite defender, an elite passer, and could contribute and help him win championships and be a big part of championships. That's what happened.
All-star teammate. Kobe, meanwhile, substantially luckier than Mike in the supporting cast department when he came into the league. But when Kobe was just...
So we're just gonna skip over that. Like, we're just gonna... Yeah, Kobe, he was drafted to a team with like with the fucking monster on him. Who cares? Like, bro, he was drafted on a team with Shaq. Like, and it was LA. Like, how are you just gonna skip over that? Like, but
26 years old, and in the peak of his prime, Shaq was traded to Miami, and the Lakers ultimately ended up taking a package back in return that would end up constituting one of the most laughable and embarrassing trades in NBA history. The Heat sent back Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, and Brian Grant. It's a complete crap.
Lamar Odom, by the way, really good player. Underrated. I mean, is that worth Shaq? Probably not. It's probably not the best trade, but I mean, at least you got one good player. Lamar Odom was a really good player.
And aside from Bryant, the core players on that roster, those to log at least 15 minutes per game for LA, included Lamar Odom, Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, Chris Mim, Devin George, Luke Walton, Brian Cook, and Sasha Vujacic.
They were fun to watch, though. Those teams were fun to watch. Watch Kobe jack up 40 shots. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That was the best part of Kobe's career. The 06, 07 Lakers. That shit was so fun to watch. Like, just watching Kobe just jack up every fucking shot. Like, that team, shit was great.
These top 8 rotational players, aside from Bryant, combined to make exactly 0 total All-Star appearances and All-NBA selections ever for their entire careers.
Stop the Lamar Odom disrespect, though.
Meanwhile, that Western Conference at the time, historically stacked, with the Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, and Sean Marion Suns, the dynastic San Antonio Spurs team with 3 Hall of Famers, the typical 60-some win Dallas Mavericks led by Dirk Nowitzki, and other tough teams like the Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady Rockets, and the Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson Nuggets. Kobe, though, would stay put and get, at the time, a one-time All-Star and absolutely run that conference for 3 years with not a single other top 75 all-time player.
I mean, just full-blown Kobe-tard analysis. Like, you're just going to completely throw Pau Gasol under the bus. Like, Pau Gasol wasn't a fucking beast. Like, all right, dude.
These titles hit harder. They mean more. And don't tell me it's not the same.
That's just your opinion. Like, it just fits your narrative better. I mean, it's not like it just fits your narrative better. Like, I don't know. Like, you're insane, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Like, the way you just hate LeBron so much that you think in a certain way, and it makes you insane. That's really what it is.
League today, or today's greats, can't be held to those same standards. The three best players on the planet today, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Luka Doncic, all three of them have been surrounded by subpar talent for the vast majority of their careers. Yet none of them have run.
I mean, Giannis, Drew Holiday, a healthy Chris Middleton at the time, Brooke Lopez. That was a squad. But, okay.
And all of them, at the end of the day, depending on if they stay put and if they deliver multiple titles, should also be held above those ring-chasing cowards that slithered around the post-2010 NBA. Because no matter how
I don't know, like, do you hate free agency? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell. Like, you just, again, this is to me is this guy just hates LeBron, right? He obviously hates LeBron. That's fine. But he hates LeBron so much, and a lot of LeBron haters do this, is that he creates a certain narrative in his head, like people who stay with one team should be held to a higher standard. That's just narrative talk. That's just made up shit. Like, free agency is perfectly legal. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm really not, I really don't understand the whole staying with one team shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it's all just crap to just shit on LeBron, but whatever.
Might like to try to change the standards or move the goalposts. Winners will always be held above losers, and the difficulty of the journey.
I mean, didn't you literally just move the goalpost right there? I mean, LeBron has 4 championships, and you're calling him a loser because you're doing like mental gymnastics, and you're like, well, this doesn't count as much as this because this is like, you're kind of just moving the goalpost.
Our heroes take should always be factored in.
Wow, dude, fucking insane, bro. Like, there's really nothing else to say. It's just these guys are cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs.